Spirit, Sunsfan here with Cinderin. What's up, y'all? Shout out to you guys. Except for that one guy.
Yeah, hate that one guy.
You suck ass.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't suck ass? These two teams. There was some high execution plays in that last game.
Yep.
It delivered in every single facet it felt like. And Xtreme Gaming came out on top in that game number 1. Do you think, as we see an early D-ward again from Team Spirit, this time in the mid lane,
Yep.
I think that Spirit have, I think BSJ said 80-20. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely not make it that lopsided, but I think they have a much better chance than the previous game, just in terms of overall like macro in this game. I think they have better tools. I think Yatoro's carry matchup is better here, despite, I mean, the carry-to-carry matchup perhaps not the best against PL, but I guess the rest of the strategy that Xtreme are showing here, he can definitely do better. 3 bounties here for Spirit, nice start. 3 bounties plus D-ward. You're happy to see that if you're Spirit. So I definitely think the conditions are better, and that means if we get to a similar mid-game state as the previous game, I do like Spirit's chances quite a lot. And everything the panel said, I think, is just spot on. I think Storm is the hero to watch for this game. He's going to be either the reason XG win or the reason they lose.
Wow, really?
That's going to be telling within 20 minutes whether he has done the job that he has to really get them to that position they need to be in.
Okay, so how's this matchup? Spirit Brother versus Spirit Brother. Has it changed much?
It's pretty even.
Memory?
You know, you pop Flame Guard, you get some CS. Storm farms it back with the Remnant the other way. And both players are very competent at their specific heroes. These are 2 of their best for both of them. So I expect nothing too outstanding.
What about the pre-level 6 ganks in the mid lane? The supports from Spirit definitely have a little bit better lockdown.
Yeah. I mean, you can always get caught off guard by an arrow, but I don't know if
Not
we're
really
going
a
to...
setup for the mid lane, though.
Yeah, you have Vortex into arrow, which is cute, but not that easy to do. You also need to skill Vortex for that to even happen. He might not skill that until level 7 or 8. So I don't know, honestly, if we're going to expect much rotation here. I think the lane is probably just going to be played. It's also a matter of, can the supports actually leave their respective cores in the side lanes alone? I think the Shadow Demon can definitely leave the DK alone against Phoenix PL. I think this is a very easy lane for Dragon Knight. In the bottom lane, I don't know if you can leave the Mars alone as much.
Well, knowing Jin Q, he will leave him.
True.
At some point. He's not playing Monkey King this time, but does have a roaming type support that you can definitely... I mean, they do have the spear arrow set up in this specific lane, though, so we'll see.
Morph is very good against that, though. As long as you get your shift off, you can't die.
Yep.
Okay, big harass from DY will force the TP out.
DY, second game in a row on the Phoenix, had quite a good game in game number 1.
He's been playing so much Maiden, right? It's a bit of a change up here. I think he has the most Maiden games.
Ice to Fire.
He's played 8 games of CM this tournament out of their first, what would that be, 14. So he played it 60% of their games. Fortunately for him, he did play Ench 60% of their games. That's why they're here.
Hey, we saw 1 win yesterday, I think, on the Ench, so good for her. Starting to crawl back into the 25% win rate territory now. And so far in the mid lane, as you alluded to, relatively even so far, a little bit in favor of XM, if anything. And I'm interested in the 6-minute power rune. What kind of rotations we're going to see, if that leads to potential kill on one of these mid laners. Otherwise, they will just be chilling.
Yeah.
What about PL? What kind of a PL game is this? Not a hero we see it every now and then, but not a staple.
I think if he gets like to 4 or 5 items, I think he's very scary in this game. But he has a weak. I mean, the hero is not particularly popular. He has quite a weak build-up period. It takes a long time. I think the Dragon Knight does very well against him if he gets farmed, and the lane itself is also good. I think Ember does quite well against him. So I would say it's a better PL game than the previous one was a troll game, but it's not. I would say Morphling generally in this game probably has better secondary matchups than the PL does. But the hero is always in. He's always special in the sense that at some point the critical mass just kicks in. But it's going to take a while. He's going to need a lot of items.
Who clicks faster?
Vortex.
Well, XM gets the Vortex off, but Mira coming in from the sideline.
Nice rotation.
XM is dead. Oh, the Mira wants to take it for himself. Okay, screw Laurel. Really wanted that.
I didn't want to take any risks there.
So first blood goes the way of Team Spirit. A little bit slower pace than last game. Like we saw a ton of action with couriers. Mostly.
Yeah, they opted not to pick the Monkey King despite it being available. Spirit dared them to do it again.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, this is Mira. Okay. He doesn't need Monkey King. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if they're just gonna give it again, maybe maybe Jinkyu just wanted to play Dota this time.
Outplayed.
Like, do you think the impact that he had in that game? I'm not gonna say it didn't matter because obviously it had some impact, but like by the end of the game, everybody was just playing Dota again. Like, how much impact can you have? Like I think the mid lane, probably the bottle was. It's just hard to gauge.
Yeah.
You know how much difference it actually made.
I mean, I do think he did a lot of work after the couriers too. To be fair.
Exo Stomp.
Grenade.
Blood grenade onto XM, but the TP's coming in from Jinkyu. Actually leaps in to get some right clicks off with the Star Storm. Maposhka will survive though. Now Mira coming in.
A lot of
casual shadow poison. Yeah, they got to stick around for 30 seconds now. This might just be a duel lane for that 6-minute power room.
Yeah, I was talking about how I didn't expect too many rotations to come out, but both teams are really tripling down on this mid lane right now. Would have been a big kill for either side. Obviously, unlocking the level 6 on your mid laner first here can be massive. I guess the biggest winner in all of this lane swapping happening right now, or movement, is probably the PL, though, who was kind of struggling up top. Ame is currently 6th on CS. The numbers are relatively close, but...
Yeah, but 10 denies. 28 and 10 for Collapse.
Yeah.
Really good start.
PL's just not a good laner. Like, that's just how it is. If your matchup isn't very favored or your support doesn't offer a lot, then...
Well, Mira takes the illusion rune, so no mid laner will snag them, but ends up dying for his troubles.
I guess a refill on Laurel from the Miposhka TP, though, so he will be just fine on resources. Getting that level 6 on both midders.
And XM has level 6, as you just said.
Yep.
We'll be able to zip away.
Interestingly enough, Laurel also has level 6, because they both have level 6, as I just said.
Yep, as you just said, the Ember has level 6 now, so has the mobility. You know, it is interesting. When you look at the Spirit Brothers, 3 of the 4, their ults give them mobility. But Earth, he comes with mobility.
Right.
To get that level 1. Wonder what happened in that household.
Yeah, that's why he's the weak one.
He didn't used to be, though.
Definitely not.
Jinkyu will grab the Wisdom Rune, Mira the opposite one, so just a trade, but Spirit just a little bit of an advantage here in the laning stage, 1K for the time being, as Maposhka has been all over the wards this series.
Yeah, he's very well prepared.
And he's one level higher than he was at this point last game.
It's one of the, I want to say, aspects of good game prep that maybe isn't talked about or appreciated enough is identifying warding patterns. Okay, he is probably dead here on Phoenix.
Yes, he is.
You can do a lot of prep for a series if you identify specific exploits in how the enemy team prefers to place their vision. Everybody has a pattern. You can try your very best to be unpredictable, but there's always going to be something you do more than something else, whether that be spots you prefer to have vision or ways you move around the map a bit more than other players or whatever. So if you really do some deep analysis on these teams, which you do at this level, those little advantages Miposhka seems to really be finding here. Arrow gonna miss. Ember will get that top shield rune. Oh, okay.
Searing Chains on XM, but as we mentioned, he is level 6, now 7. That's how it works typically.
Yep.
So able to zip away just fine. Collapse now pressuring the tier 1 tower with his first dragon form. Gets most of the HP down.
Has a very aggressive build on the DK. Goes to show how easy this lane is. He's 4-1-1. Only got 1 point in the dragon blood. But yeah, when you're this favored, you can just take the aggressive path. And this is starting to look really, really good for Spirit. This is what I was saying they might do after game 1 was double down on solving or getting better lanes going and really building an early advantage.
Oh my. Lots of pressure towards Ame right now. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, XXS ends up being killed off by Laurel as M. Lots of X's in this game. Will TP top to get the kill on the support Shadow Demon. So 1-for-1 favor still for Spirit, though.
Yeah, this is looking very good for them. Yotaro is completely free. They have top 3 net worths. They're getting this tower in a moment. And Xtreme's lineup is that's just a fact. It's very level dependent, right? You don't have Arena yet. You don't have Supernova. Mirana's level 4. I guess the Arena is available to skill, but yeah, he's might need some help here. He just TP'd back.
Strike. TP coming in. A lot more damage than that. Jinkyu doing a nice job of dodging some spells. Spear coming in. Well, hitting the Ember, but Laurel looking to finish the job on Jinkyu, and he does so successfully.
Identifies that he's out of leaps. Nicely done.
And now this tier 1 in peril.
This could snowball out of control really fast, actually. If they lose bot tower and top tower within the next minute, which seems very likely, the only real way back for Xtreme, if the game goes poorly in the first 20 minutes, is finding some massive team fight where they combo all their spells. But Spirit have extremely nimble heroes. You've got Morph, you've got Ember, Dragon Knight's tanky, you have a save in Shadow Demon, you have a combo breaker in ET. It's a very difficult lineup to fight into if you're at a disadvantage to begin with. And yeah, damage isn't exactly what they have in spades either. That's why the Storm is so important to get off the ground and get his Orchid, so he can do a lot on his own. And well, it hasn't been the start that I think Xtreme were hoping for in that regard either. XM not ahead of the Ember currently. If he needs to start itemizing defensively on Storm, I think they're kind of doomed, actually. I think it's very important that he doesn't have to do that. So, because then damage is just going to be lacking. He is going the Orchid, of course, so... Yeah,
but Yotaro's going first item Linken's, so that will be essentially countered.
Yep. Gonna either be able to break the... I mean, you can still do the pull into Orchid, but it's likely going to at least react and get the shift off, and at that point, you're not going to die. This top tower's gone. I will delay it a little
Dragon
bit.
form. Let's see if he TPs to another lane.
Hey, he could start poking mid. I wouldn't mind that.
This tower's given up, and there's the blink. That gives him the money. So Collapse going for the fast initiation this time. We've seen a lot of Dragon Knights, obviously dependent on lane as well, but even the off laners sometimes opt not to go for the early blink. Just goes to show they want to be ultra aggressive.
Definitely is a good Mage Slayer game. It was worth considering. Damage mitigation against the Storm, you get the magic resist. It's good against Phoenix. Mars is a lot of magic damage when he's playing a game of this kind, so is Mirana. So I definitely think you could consider it, but I don't mind just frontline, get in their faces, set stuff up. Probably Spirit have a pretty good read that this game is going very, very well, so they can keep the ball rolling. Power Rune will be top. DY will grab it before Laurel. So unfortunately, 50-50 miss there for Spirit. Oh, what the?
Okay, so Yotaro died.
All right.
Interesting. Must have been caught off guard with the attribute shift, I would imagine.
He must have speared into Arena while he was shifting, so he couldn't toggle it.
As Jinkyu will be surrounded and brought down. And the tier 1 tower is likely next, although XM is going to be forced to zip away, use some mana. Laurel creating the space, so we're going to see...
What on earth? He was moving.
So he's shifting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there you go. Spear into Arena. Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a setback. I mean, he's still top net worth by a good margin, so...
They lost half their lead.
Yeah.
It's quite big. Mid tower will be falling too, though, so... I mean, it's a bump in the road for Spirit, but they're still fine. Just can't let it happen too much. Obviously, that kill is absolutely huge for XXS, who's now overtaking Laurel by a massive 5 net worth.
Wow.
Closing in on Dagger as well. I think the really telling part is about to come up now. Mars will get Dagger, and Storm will get Orchid. And what are you going to be able to accomplish? You have to be able to put some pressure on the map. You have to buy space for your PL, who needs tons of recovery time. Ame's game has not been good. He's stuck in the jungle. We'll get some of the top lane as well, of course, but when you rush Ags on this hero, you just need time, right? It's almost always going to be the build. It's the fastest farming accelerator that you have. If you do get forced into fights, you have some sort of impact with the bouncing lance. It deals decent damage. So we've shied away from the original rushing Diffusal almost every game on PL and then just getting somewhat involved to just taking, all right, we're farming.
Yeah, it's usually just Diffusal, Manta, then you're fighting, right?
Yeah,
Now,
just not
a lot more of a build-up, especially since the Ags was changed. It used to be the Shard, basically. Is Xtreme going on to Miro, who's going to self-disruption himself. He will end up dropping to the Rebuke, but wow. Looks like Xingqiu gets spotted.
That is not
and brought down. The
supernova.
egg is not going to do anything.
Oh, mistimed there. Nice
Good
try.
attempt.
I don't know if they could have gone on him anyway. Yeah.
So a bit of a miscue, but either way, just a support for support.
Xtreme have really been on top of the runes recently, though. They're really making sure to bring the supports in there. That was another one that Arl didn't manage to grab. This time picked up by Xingqiu, I believe. He didn't end up dying, but cover the runes quite well. So Ami is getting the space that he needs for Xtreme, but I still think Spirit are very comfortable. They're still getting farm on all of their cores. I think in terms of potential impact, both of their supports can have a massive impact on this game. I wonder what you buy on Shadow Demon in this one. You're obviously... He's got to go Glimmer first to protect himself against the Storm. Last game we saw his techies rush Lotus Orb, which I think would be a very good item this game as well. Maybe he gets both. Maybe he just goes Glimmer into Lens.
Yeah, the Ags isn't particularly good this game.
Oh, it's
XXS getting picked off, it looks like.
Wow, that was impressive to miss the spear there. He really threaded the needle against those 4 heroes. Didn't matter, though.
It happens. But yeah, 3K lead for Spirit as they have all the Tier 1 towers in their name so far.
Larl with the Kaisange. It's not a common first item pickup on this Ember Spirit. Or maybe I'm just a little bit out of date with the meta, out of touch.
Yeah, with the recent buffs to those items, why not? DY, Dragon Tail, Laurel with the Searing Chain.
See ya! Okay.
Mira really wants to extend this as much as he can. It actually makes it easier for DY to potentially get away. So double damage is spawned.
Alright,
1.8k X damage.
Still see ya, but it was see ya later than expected. But they still got him. That was a bit of a miscue from Spirit, but doesn't really matter. You lose a bit of time, that's all.
Now that Ame has his Aghanim Scepter, the farm will increase dramatically, but still not fight ready. Meanwhile, Spirit, they do want to fight.
They're too late for the tower defense, I think. Okay, the Glyph, maybe.
Yep, XXS has his blink ready to go.
Very good position for Xtreme here.
Xtreme is going to pop the smoke, but he's going to get initiated on. There's the Mars Arena, but the Storm is already dead. Echo Stomp now upon XXS. He'll likely be the next to fall. As Laurel showing off that damage rune.
Wow.
2 cores killed so quickly as Team Spirit, their lead continues to grow. They're not done yet, apparently. Poor Xingqiu. They still remember his Monkey King game and just really want to pummel him.
I really thought Xtreme were going to get a better fight out of that if we can get a replay. Just look at the vision. Like, they have amazing wards. They have the high ground ops sentry here. They also have the ops off to the left. They have all the information in the world.
They were smoked and he zipped in, and that's when he saw 3.
Collapse is just too fast. Like, that stun came out instantly. He didn't get to zip again, and the fight's just over when Storm gets caught. We've covered it already. This hero has to have freedom in the fight, and Collapse had his number that time. So I don't blame Xtreme for trying that one. I feel like when you have this good vision, and you have the position that they did, this could have been promising, but man, were they ready. Now Orchid Collapse as well. And it is not easy to be a Storm now.
Yeah, they will spot Collapse, but there's the silence as you talked about being shown. Storm Spirit already super low, the egg is placed. He's gonna be able to zip, it looks like. As the stun does come through from the egg, but Yatoro coming in, absolutely deleting DY with the phylactery. And now XXS will follow suit. Another Orchid, trying to get the melee Dragon Tail. There it is. Down goes the 3rd member of Xtreme, as this game is now a shellacking. Spirit in a huge lead, as they will now group up and likely take some more towers. XM trying to rush that BKB now, but it's already cost them so much, these Orchids.
And this has been a very uncharacteristically quiet game from Xingqiu. I feel like I've barely seen him hit an arrow. I think every time he throws them out, they get dodged or he just flat out misses the angle. That was the case there again. Spirit were advancing up in basically a straight line, but he still didn't manage to connect it, and they just clean house. The Orchid from Dragon Knight's been very great in that situation. 7k the lead. I don't think you're getting out of this one. Nice timing on the stomp.
Yep, DY dead again. Definitely not the same kind of game this time around from the supports of Xtreme as their bottom 2 net worth. And Collapse, oh boy. He's gonna get counter silence, so that'll give the TP out.
Ah, new meta. The Dragon Knight blink orchiding and then not stunning, getting orchided back, and then you just TP out. What a situation that was. Yeah, it's hard to see a path back for Xtreme into this. I was giving 20 minutes as my marker for when this game would largely be in either team's control, and it looks like Spirit have done a great job.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, look at how far away they can play from.
Yeah. I mean, ET Ember is such an awesome combo. I love these two heroes together. They set each other up so well. If you get Slight Chains, you're guaranteed to get the ET combo off. If the ET somehow lands a Stomp, he can place his Spirit there, and you get the full Spirit Bomb burst out of the Ember. So just playing really great together, these two heroes. And I haven't really talked too much about ET's aura this game. Just has awesome friends. It's great for Morph as well to have the ET Spirit on the enemy team. Dragon Knight does a decent amount of magic damage too. So all of these amplifications really add up. Man on your screens now, I feel like this guy is the only hope for Xtreme Gaming. Ame has to somehow come online.
Right, I'm just going to say this now. When is the last time you've seen a PL just hard carry the game? I feel like this is a hero, if you're alone, essentially, because this Storm Spirit is not a thing right now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this hero can't carry late game. You know what I mean? It's not the same way like some of these other carries can.
I think it definitely can, but I think it's one of the worst carries at playing from behind. So that's concerning. Like, you don't offer very much in the fights right now. As we said, eventually you're going to hit some sort of a breaking point where you can perhaps overwhelm certain heroes in this game, but like, you're so far off that.
Moonlight Shadow, they're going to try to fight without their Storm Spirit. There's the Arena from XXS. They'll be able to get these 2 supports from Spirit, it looks like, but the Echo Stomp comes through. And Ame will finish the job on Poposhka. The rest of the cores get out.
Cool play. Spirit were not expecting this, clearly. They were just not ready. They wanted to try and steal the Tormentor, it looked like, but Xtreme had that on lock. They also wanted to protect the 21-minute Wisdom Rune.
DY,
oh my
DY,
god.
all right.
Okay.
Well, the sacrifices must be made in Dota sometimes. Jin Q will get a bottom 25 shard. He gets tipped galore.
Nice needle there from Jinkyu tipping him as well. That's very good.
The funny thing is he had plenty of time to run away.
Yeah. I think they just
and he was thinking about it. He's like, I don't care anymore. Too much effort.
To be fair, the time he spent, he's going to respawn in 10 seconds. He would have had to walk back to Fountain.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he doesn't have to do that. He has Tranquils, so probably would have been wiser to just back off to the side. But, you know, he's wiping his tears with his Philosopher's Stone. I'm sure it's fine.
That's true. That's always a feels good.
Didn't Spirit just have a 12k lead? Did they cut 4k into that with that one fight?
Did they have a 12k lead?
They killed 2 supports, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Tormentor is worth a bit, but...
Stupendous.
Wow, okay. That was a 5k swing.
But Team Spirit into the Roche Pit they go. First Aegis will be in their name. Yatoro will take the Aegis.
Yeah.
And he has a full Conda now, going for the BKB next.
Oh yeah, it's Morphin time.
So Adaptive Strike will hurt quite a bit. Especially with full Agi.
He can probably one-shot combo Mirana and Phoenix, I think. Don't know if he can one-shot combo the Storm. It might even be close, to be honest.
Well, there's the Orchid again from Collapse. This thing has really been paying off for him. We're going to start seeing more Orchids. Effie was talking about this item being underrated.
It's really good.
You think we're going to be seeing it more often on like offlaners?
I think I don't understand why it got buffed, actually. I would expect us to see the item more in general, but yeah, considering how other items got nerfed and that got buffed, it's just like by comparison, the item's just so much better. It's a bit surprising. Finally, XM will pick up his BKB. It's been a long 23 minutes waiting for that, so now he can probably play his hero a little bit more. Maybe faster than average, but that's just because he's buying its second item. He has to get it. The game is unplayable for him. And the man on your screens right now, for me, man of the match, Laurel has really been owning it up this one. It's completely all over them. 9-0 and 7. He went Kaya Sanj into Radiance. Great item build against the PL. Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah.
Jinkyu.
They see that blue particle come out of the mouth of Jinkyu's mount. Sagan, I believe, is the name.
Yep.
Okay, I wonder if you can see that. 'Cause that actually does give away your leap a little bit, doesn't it?
If
they see if they're chasing you in the fog or something, I wonder if they can see the blue particle because of the shard.
Yeah.
What do you think of that shard anyway? Who was I talking to yesterday? Purge, probably? About how good the Mirana shard is? I said bottom 25.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of the best ones.
It gives extra leap, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, on average, shards are incredible. Like, on average. So this has to be one of the more underwhelming ones.
If Mirana had a really good shard, she would probably be first pick.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, considering her win rate in this tournament is really good, and she's being picked like second phase a lot of the time by teams. If her shard was good to boot, and you're guaranteed to get it relatively early because you're a support, I think I say guaranteed, not technically, but it's quite good. Honestly, Xtreme are weathering the storm quite well here. I'm very impressed. I didn't think they were going to be able to stabilize this game at the 6K lead, but now the biggest challenge is coming. Spirit are knocking on the front door.
Yeah, there's the spear initiation, but collapse with the counter initiation on the Mars of the Dragon. XM takes forced to use his BKB. XM going deep with the BKB as well. There's the Mars Arena doing so much to contain this lineup from Spirit. They lose Mira to start things out. So no more save for Yatoro, who's was full agi there for a moment. Turns into the PL. Little doppelganger back into the farm. So not ready to push quite yet, potentially.
They should have definitely been able to get the Aegis there, just missed the arrow. Maybe he was too far away on the spear combo to chain the arrow to him, but they do still defend. They get the support kill and they stall, which is good enough. Considering you burned your big ults, if Spirit could have somehow just re-engaged into the high ground, this would have been pretty bad. I'm actually a bit surprised they're not trying to poke this a little bit more. No Arena, no Supernova is quite crucial. It will just settle for mid-tier 2 as it looks. Toro will be grabbing this. Nice, he hit an arrow on the siege creep. Yeah, Toro is huge. But the gap to the PL is smaller and smaller.
Yeah, Ame is definitely farming. We'll see if he's able to do it because XM has dropped off a bit thanks to a few of these deaths. XXS.
No BKB.
Oh, that searing chains.
He kind of walked out into the open and then TP'd. I don't know if he was trying to next level Laurel on a remnant dodge or something, but
Yatoro is a Phoenix. He gets arrowed while attribute shifting, by the way. This might be the death of the Aegis. No, they just don't have damage yet.
okay.
Ame coming in, but the morph will waveform away. So still 32 seconds on the Aegis. See if Xtreme can time this, as the tower hasn't really taken that much damage yet.
Yeah, they have Glyph too.
And there it is.
Burn it.
They forced it out, but the instant Dragon Tail, they find Jinkyu in the trees. He has had zero impact on this game, I feel like. Unlike game number 1. Yeah, Toro will likely back off here in just a moment as the Aegis will be consumed. It's really waiting until the last second here.
Yeah, they're going to respect the Mars respawn. I think this is a good call. That combined with the timing of the Aegis expiring will end this play. Spirit not really gaining much. Like, they get this support kill on the Mirana, don't even manage to take the tier 3. So effectively, at a crucial time in the game where PL is still in the build-up phase, they don't get a lane. And Ame will be approaching a heart rather rapidly here, probably only 2 minutes away from it, maybe 3. This PL is going to start being a problem, because I don't know if Collapse's... I guess Collapse's build eventually will deal with PL. Dragon Knight is one of the cores as an offlaner that can do the most to PL by just having a lot of raw AoE damage with the splash, but you went for the Orchid, that doesn't really do much against PL. You have the Manta, so now you need the Ags, and then you need some sort of damage item, right? Like Daedalus, maybe AC. Quite a ways to cover for him, but... yeah, I genuinely thought these last 10 minutes would have gone a lot worse for Xtreme, so I think they can be rather hopeful in getting to that critical mass for Ame that they're hoping for.
They still need that second core to step up, though.
Yeah, XM's game has not been great.
a full 3K behind the offlane DK, just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
An 8K lead for Spirit, but yeah, you're right. It just doesn't really feel like it. I mean, with a lead that gigantic, even though that was the first Aegis, it's not, a lot of times it does end up being a tier 4 tower. But they weren't even able to secure that, so see if they want to wait for this next Roche or not.
It's also always going to be a matter of the potential of what can happen, right? This Dire lineup has wombo combo potential with Mars Phoenix and the Storm Ags eventually. So I by no means are Spirit on a timer. I think they can win this game also minute 80 if we were to go that late. But it's definitely a matter of, I think these previous 10 minutes could have been where they could have kind of sealed the deal. And now Xtreme give themselves the opportunity to find an open.
Oh my god, okay, Dragon Tail on an illusion. Thinking it was real, now he's spotted.
Well, they're going to scatter the hell out of there on Xtreme. They're not interested.
Yep, still 40 seconds before we know when Roche is up. Now they know that Dragon Form has been used, but not able to really capitalize here.
Jinkyu barely getting out here. Didn't manage to get to the Wisdom Rune.
What, did that spot him? Nope.
Stupendous.
Okay, XXS. What are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I don't really know what he's hoping for. He has no teammates nearby. Does he want to cut the next wave?
He's just going to wait for the next Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, well.
At 35.
Okay. At least he's clapping for himself. That's good. Cheering.
A big item picked up from XM, though.
What do you call that when a warrior slams their shield with the...
What the heck?
Like, what's this called? What do you call that? I think there's an actual specific word for that.
We can chat GPT that later. As the heart is now online for Ame, aligns with the Ags on XM, which
this is a big
is one of
timing
the craziest Ags in the game. Yeah, one fight and they're back in this for sure.
It's quite crazy how the win expectancy for this game has dropped from 89 to 79 in the last 2 minutes with nothing happening, right?
Yeah.
It goes to show how important these item timings that Xtreme are getting can turn out to be.
Roche is not up for quite a while. Bit of a long spawn. But this might turn into a fight anyway. These Roche offs are always fascinating. It feels like most of the smokes in the game revolve around these Roche plays.
Yep. Xtreme in a very good position here, off on the left. Par for the course on the arrow there.
Yep, they scan.
Laurel.
They know they're here. Laurel gets the searing, chains onto a couple. He's trying to get the D ward. He's going to get pinned to a tree instead.
Has the Bloodstone running.
Like
he's taking a lot of damage.
He is. He's very cocky here. Has the Radiance Bloodstone built.
We use our favorite ability, Demonic Cleanse, on him.
I mean, that's very good this game.
Yep. Sure is.
As Xtreme will smoke again.
Laurel
with a Remnant for safety. He's still leading the charge.
Yeah, he's very much trusting Mira here.
We'll spot it. The Yules is there. Arrow again, not going to hit. Collapse still in that Dragon Form. Ame was leading the charge initially as there's the arena. It's onto two heroes. XXS not able to do that much damage. It looks like Ame is the one that's getting taken out first. So 70 seconds of no PL, and Xtreme's fight is likely over. As Yatoro and company going to be surrounding XXS. So 2 cores, 1 support dead, and Spirit don't really lose anything.
Yeah, not enough damage in the tank. PL needs 6 items. He died so fast. Like, if he gets isolated by the Morphling, this is not a fair fight. Morph has stupid single target damage against the PL. The reason PL usually is a good matchup against the Morph is because Morph will not be able to identify the right target, but in that instance, it got very easy for Yatoro to just absolutely trash him. I don't know if there was also an ET aura at play there. I think there was, because he died so fast. But yeah, as you pointed out as well, the arrow missing once again. Like, Jinkyu, considering the lineup that they're running, they're just not setting up the arrows quite well. Like, they have spears, they have the Storm Remnant, or sorry, the Storm Vortex. I don't know if he's overly concerned about the Shadow Demon, or if he's just like trying to fish to force out the disruption so that they can then go. I don't know what the mindset is, but it's definitely not working right now with those connections, and it's a big win for Spirit. It will be the Roche for them.
His Collapse has his Ags.
Yep, they
Wait.
did a ton of damage to him, but not quite enough. He's so tanky on that DK.
Yeah. Despite all the nerfs to this Aghanim Scepter over time, still very strong. Yatoro with another Aegis. And of course, the banner. See how they use it this time.
He gave it to Miposhka. Your problem now, buddy.
That's right. Well,
Wait,
Miposhka,
where is it?
What? That was a scan.
Didn't he give it to Miposhka? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, I gave it to Mira. Okay, I thought I saw him give it to ET and then ET didn't have
it. Oh, banner has been planted.
Yep. All right.
It's in the mid lane again.
Mid tier 2. He's smarter than Toro. He puts it closer to the wave, so it has more time. Very good.
See how
I
much
feel like we're never going to
Xtreme
stop talking about it until it gets changed. Every game.
More incentive, so Valve doesn't have to hear this
That's true.
garbage again.
All right, that's a very fast Tormentor. Miposhka will get the shard, not the best.
2 games in a row we've seen that. I don't think we've even seen it used, though.
No.
Wait, it does lower the cooldown, I think, of Echo Stomp.
Like we talked about previously with this situation, is that you have lower cooldown on Stomp, but you don't have lower cooldown on the Spirit. So if you can't go in there anyway, that change kind of does nothing anyway.
Yeah, that's also an underwhelming shard, I would say. Unless you're playing core.
It's good on core, yeah. Which we see once in a blue moon as a counter to Meepo. DY will grab a wisdom here. All right, let's see if Spirit can break through this time. Still not fully convinced that this one is in the bag, despite all the advantages. They are being relatively cautious about their high grounding, but now finally Yatoro will get started. The Dragon Knight Mantas are running out, but the real one is still intact with the form.
Oh, Arrow hits a creep, so he hits something this time at least. As Yatoro already at half HP, still has the Aegis for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Focusing on the PL already. He's super low, brought down again. Ame has not been able to have much impact on these fights, and Yatoro now cleaning up. XXS is next, will buy back instantly as the Aegis does go down, so life number 1 for Yatoro.
What an absolutely sick play call. There's no way they're ready for that. He literally just waveformed into 5 heroes and killed the PL with the ET Spirit. Wow, Ame got completely caught off guard. I think he might just be in love again. That was... Holy...
S-tier carry.
Yeah, that was actually just flat out sick. Wow. That's probably just ending the game right there.
Yeah, I would think so. This lead is now ballooned to 18K. It's going to be, in all likelihood, at least 2 sets of racks. Without the Aegis, we'll see if they want to extend this to try to force the issue, but so many teams we've seen have backed off and reset a bit.
Xtreme making the right call, just conceding it.
Oh, DY.
Oh.
Conda Gamers right here. Collapse. Focusing on XXS. He does not have buybacks. He has to be careful. XM gets a nice stun onto 2 with that Aghanim Scepter, but XXX and he's super low and finally will drop to Mira of all heroes. Laurel in very deep. And now the focus again to get these megas for Collapse and company. DY falls yet again, so 2 down for Xtreme. No way to get back in this. One more last-ditch effort from XM, but still Yatoro is super healthy as the ET ult actually doing so much damage in that fountain. But the megas will come the way of Team Spirit, and looks like we're going to be going to Game 3 here relatively shortly. Xtreme not giving up quite yet. They're waiting for Jinkyu to hit that first arrow probably, and then they'll call GG. There it is on the siege creep. The tier 4 is getting pretty low. Collapse having to reset now that the dragon form is down. Spirit still sticking around. They want to finish this. Toro and Laurel will focus on the tier 4s, which aren't even being defended anymore because Collapse is creating a lot of pressure as XM is insta-gibbed. Does have the buyback available though. Looks like they'll have one last-ditch effort here once the Phoenix is up.
They have to just try to burst them more. It's the only play there is.
Ancient fully exposed now. Spirit with mega creeps, 29K lead. No banner though, so no Gaben creeps sadly. And inside, the Ancient is Collapse, as somehow the GGs have not come out yet for whatever reason. We'll never know. There's going to put some garbage spells out. XM coming in. Electric Vortex. Storm will die along with the Ancient. GGs do come out now that they remember that that is a thing you can do. As Spirit...